Hey, what is up guys, Mergaman4 here, back with another Snapshot showcase. Now it's been quite a while since I last did one, so there are a lot of snapshots to cover, but I decided I'll do one this time because the latest snapshot added in some pretty cool stuff, while a lot of the previous snapshots just added in slight little tweaks here and there. So I'm going to be covering a lot of those tweaks, just kind of telling you guys what they are, and then I'll show the main features of the newest snapshots at the end of the video. So we are going to start off with armor, and it has actually been nerfed a bit. So the cool thing is, now in the tooltip you can see how many armor points the pieces of armor will give you, kind of like how much damage a weapon will do. So now you can see, okay, this diamond helmet will give me 3 armor points, just like this leather tunic will. So that's really neat, but it's been nerfed from 80% protection to 66% protection. Also, 2 enchantments have been nerfed. The sharpness and protection enchantments, I'm not exactly sure how much they've been nerfed, but they have been. And also, the enchanted golden apple has also been nerfed. So, I guess I'll do a side-by-side comparison. Just to give you guys an idea. So if I eat the golden apple, as you can see, generation 2, absorption 4, all this. Alright, so right now I am in a new biome called the Void. It's not accessible from the overworld. You have to create it in a super flat preset. And basically what it is, it's the Void with this big stone platform. So basically its only use is if you're trying to build a map and you don't want any ground or anything below it, you just want your own structures. And so this is like a base that you can start building off of, so you can actually place down some blocks. But other than that, yeah, and it is considered its own biome as the Void. Mobs will not spawn here, so any mobs that do spawn, you gotta spawn in yourself. So that's really useful for custom maps. And yeah. So that's basically it for this new quote-unquote biome. Alright, we also have a very slight change to how hardcore works. Now, all of you guys probably know that when you die in hardcore, you have to delete the world. But now, it gives you another option. Now it gives you the option to spectate the world. So you can still keep the world. It's just you can't play it in survival anymore. Okay, we've got a couple more combat changes. Bows, you can now fire them when they're in the offhand, so long as you do not have another item that requires right-clicking in your main hand, because that will take priority. But if you just have, say, a sword or something, boom, there you go. You can't attack with the sword at the same time that you're firing the bow, but as to be expected. Also, speaking of swords, the attack speed of the sword has been increased, so you can now attack it a little bit quicker. And also, axes have had a change to their attack speeds. They range from 0.8 to 1. So it depends on the type of axe you're using. So for example, a diamond axe has 1 attack speed, and a wooden axe has a 0.8 attack speed. So it's not a huge difference, but it's a little bit of one. There's also a new crafting recipe for the shield. It's removed the use for wool. No wool in it. You just have wood planks in this pattern with an iron ingot, and as a result, it's got a new texture. It's just a kind of wooden iron texture. It doesn't have a base color or anything. And you can still add the banner stuff, so you can have your own design shield. So no need to worry there. So there's also a kind of new mob called the Skeleton Trap. And basically what it is it's a horse that is actually a skeleton horse in disguise. And sometimes they'll appear like a skeleton, sometimes they'll just appear like a regular horse. And once you get within 10 blocks of them, lightning will strike them, and they'll become their true form with a skeleton on top with armor, and it'll spawn in 2 others, I believe. So it seems kind of difficult because this armor that the skeletons are wearing are enchanted, and they will, of course, go after you. And so As far as I know, they only spawn during the night and they can only be activated during the night, but I'm not 100% sure about that. So you might want to be careful when going around horses at nighttime now. Alright, time to finish off with a couple of bigger things. First off, we have some changes to boats. We now have different boats for each of the different types of wood. Currently only the oak one is craftable, but of course these other ones will be craftable in the future. And there's a new crafting recipe. You have a wooden shovel that needs to go slap bang in the middle now, because boats now have oars. I don't know how I feel about it. Frankly, I'm not a huge fan of it, because that means you can't just press the W key to go forward. You have to actually row the oars. The reason I have this chicken spawn egg is, finally, more than one entity can go in a boat at once. So, shoot. If I put in this chicken, there we go, the chicken's in the boat. So you can have up to 2 entities. Any entity, any mob, really, will go into the boat. And here we go. And so you use the A button to row your left oar and the D button to row your other oar. So that's how you turn now, and you have to hold both to go forward. And it's actually a lot slower now. You can't be moving forward as you turn. And actually, if you do A and D alternating, go a tiny bit faster, I believe. But yeah, they're just a bit more difficult to control now. It is a bit more realistic, but I'm not a huge fan of this change. But oh well, what can you do? Alright, now onto the final and I think certainly the coolest addition in these snapshots. We now have an object called an Elytra, or an Elytra, or something. You find them in an item frame in ships, and so what they do is you put them on the chest plate section. You can see they kind of look like wings, and that's because they basically are. They're basically kind of like a wingsuit. And so you go up somewhere pretty high. We'll just change into survival, F5, and jump. And once you fall 3 blocks, they'll open up. You can nosedive if you want. You can just glide along. You use your mouse to control where you're going. And if you try to go up, you will start to flail, as you can see with my feet. Going down kind of increases your speed a bit. And yeah, it's really, really neat. So yeah, that's a really cool addition. Lots of fun to do. And the only way to get it is to go here. So that's a big reward, I guess, because this is a really cool item. So anyways, guys, that is it for this snapshot overview. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, a like and or subscribe is greatly appreciated. And Mergaman4, over and out. I'll see you guys later.